back. It is time for a Monday morning quarterback. It's our weekly chat with ABC 36 Sports Director Jeff Piecoro. Good morning there, Jeffrey. Hope you had a good weekend.
I did. How are you?
I'm all right there, buddy. Let's talk about our Wildcats. We know who's out now. I mean, the stars of the show with Will Levis and now even Chris Rodriguez, they're not going to play in the Music City Bowl in Nashville.
Yeah, obviously unfortunate. I'd love to see them play, but I understand. I definitely understand with Will, with all the problems and injuries he's had. You're dealing with upwards to $50-60 million. So I understand that. With Chris, it's one of those decisions that, he wants to be healthy. He doesn't want to risk any type of injury because he's one of those tweener pet guys. Is he a first rounder? Is he a second rounder? And he has to really show well now because of he missed those 4 games this year. So because of that, he really has to show well in the combine to work his way up that ladder.
Unfortunately, it seems the league puts much more at stake or value in the combine than they do actual play, which what they see on the field.
You know what? I've always wondered that, Lee. Why is that?
Yeah.
Because, you think, okay, the guy may only be a 4.5 or a 4.6, but when you watch on tape, they don't catch it, Or the guy only weighs 285 pounds, but, he can block a bulldozer.
Right.
That's something I've always wondered why, when you've got the 20, 30, 40 games some of these guys have played, you've got tape and you see that I can do it. Why don't they go by that? It's interesting.
As opposed to just pure stats, or whatever the numbers are. All right, so we know now that the offensive coordinator is going to be the guy that was the architect of a season ago is all that high production. Liam Coen, he's coming back. Give me your thoughts on their new offensive coordinator, or old offensive coordinator.
What's old is new, right?
Yeah.
I think it's fantastic. I really do, and I understand them wanting that as soon as possible to get that out there for the possible recruits, and more importantly, for those people that are in the portal as well, because now they know, okay, if you're a receiver, for instance, I want to be the next Wandell. If I'm a running back, how you're going to be used. If I'm an offensive lineman, how you're going to be used. I think it's very, very important to get that out there and know that offense is going to be an exciting offense, one that you really want to play with, and one that's been productive here at the university, too.
And hopefully that affects recruiting, as you're pointing out. And do we have any information on who the next QB might be? Is it the guy that steps up, or is it transfer portal, or what do you think?
It's really interesting. Obviously, we've seen Kyra once. He started the one game that Will didn't play. But I think the wild card in all this is Wade. Destin, his brother's Keaton, the one that plays defensive line. But this kid has got all the tools. He's got great size, and he's kind of that wild card because now you don't have to worry about burning a red shirt because you can play up to 4 games. I think the extra practices are going to be real interesting because Mark Stoops is thinking, okay, I know what I've got in one guy, right? I've seen Kyra for at least 1 game. Now, let's see what I got with this other guy who's 6'4", 225 pounds, got a cannon for an arm. So I think it's going to be real interesting to see both of those quarterbacks. I think you'll see both of them play in the bowl game.
All right. And by the way, as the Cincinnati Bengals, they took down the Browns. Correct me if I'm wrong, but these guys look good. And is Burrow not the best quarterback in the league at this moment?
It's amazing because he started off so bad in that first quarter, and you're thinking, uh-oh. They hadn't beat the Browns in what has it been? Burrow hadn't beaten them. He's beaten Kansas City 3 times in a row, but he beat Cleveland, and he came out and he got it done. And boy, this team is deep. Hendrickson broke his wrist, the defensive lineman, but he'll be able to play probably in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
But other than that, they played most of the game without 2 of their best receivers. They had Jamar Chase, but Higgins and Boyd both got hurt.
Yeah. Yeah, they look really good as they did when they made that miraculous run last year. So we'll see what happens. I know they got a tough road to hoe, but it's fun. Let me ask you this question too, Jeff, because a lot of folks are now learning about what happened to Mike Leach of Mississippi State. I know he's in critical condition, and our thoughts and prayers are with him. That guy who was here at Kentucky one time is one of the most fun personalities to cover for a sports guy like you.
He is unbelievable. He has a full-size pirate in his office. He loves Jimmy Buffett. He comes out to practice and he's singing Jimmy Buffett songs, and he's just one of those guys that is fun to be around. He's eccentric. He's everything you'd want in a coach. He's fun to play for. So those are the guys you hope and pray that he can come through this.
Absolutely. I know the reports are the medical situation is dire, but everybody's hoping and praying for a miracle. All right, Jeff, thank you, buddy. We appreciate it.
Hi, buddy.